Disclosure coming out is the easy part, but then the battle of disclosure really begins. And it's this: how do we interpret this? And if this disclosure momentum gets hijacked into this terrible, frightening left turn into destruction and conflict, it will be 1,000 times worse than COVID. Now, if it goes this other way, it could be one of the most unifying, beautiful moments in human history. I think you have seen the sample speech I've written for various world leaders. As far as I'm concerned, you can publish that. The point I'm making is it really is the battle for disclosure and how this goes. And is it something that benefits the human species and our future on Earth, or is something that leads to panic and destruction? Now, the people who want war and panic and destruction, they obviously want it to go in the direction of mainstream ufology. But if it goes in that direction, it's a worst case scenario. And I've said that for 25 years. So this is where the battle really does get joined. And it's information warfare. It's a psychological op warfare. This nonsense with the drones is just sort of tickling the system.
Who knows what kind of sabotage fuckery that they're doing at this moment. It's kind of nuts, but watch this roll out. It's been going on for a couple weeks. Again, people just want to get your thoughts on the recent activity. I know there's been sightings in your area of these drones, the unknown. What was your first impression when the major media was starting to talk about this?
My first impression was that basically they're just trying to take control of the narrative. When the media starts talking about this topic, it's almost scripted, or it is scripted. You can tell that all the outlets are saying virtually the same exact speech or pitch or whatever you want to call it. They've been written, something's been written for them to regurgitate like parrots. It's clear to see that what's happening and what's going on is something that's contrived and actually planned. You really get an idea, a sensation that this is something that they're trying to make so salacious. Like Dr. Greer said, eventually they're building up to how can we make money off of this UAP situation. They've already gone to every country and blown everybody up to bring quote unquote democracy. There's nobody else to take over. There's no more banks to install in other countries and puppet dictators to install. The last place is the space race. And how do you monetize that? They're tired of being held accountable for trillions of missing dollars that happen, every single quarter. They can't find this money. And now they can have a great excuse as to where the money actually went and say, look, this is what we did with it. It's been approved. We're building these space weapons. We have to defend Earth against these outside forces. And a lot of government contracts are going to get given out to these private corporations where we can't get a FOIA against them to see what they're actually doing with the money because it's private. And then what they'll do is they'll dump tons and tons of money into projects that will never, ever see the light of day. Most of them will never be developed. They'll always have an excuse why this particular thing didn't work out or we couldn't develop this particular idea, but they'll keep taking in billions and billions and billions of dollars. The CEOs and executives, the C-suite executives will keep taking on big paychecks, and then they'll say, well, this one failed. We need another, couple billion or couple trillion, whatever the number is, and we'll start another project for a different type of weapon. And they'll keep playing around like this for decades until they siphon all that money out of the U.S. government. Really, it's siphoning it directly from the people themselves. So this whole drone thing is nothing more than a control of the narrative, and it's just a prequel to what they really are probably doing.